There's a sound that you definitely know, even if you've never really thought about it. It's this low drone.
Mm-hmm. A humming sound.
Yeah, a hum, usually sitting right around 200 hertz. It's the soundtrack to, well, every single drive you've ever taken.
It's the sound of the road, of friction.
Exactly. And for, what, 100 years, we just didn't care. Why would we? We had this giant exploding machine, the engine right in front of us.
It masked everything. It was like an audio blanket over all the other little squeaks and rattles.
But that blanket is being pulled away, isn't it?
It is. And fast.
We're heading straight into the age of the silent engine. I mean, with electric vehicles, even hybrids in EV mode, that roar is just gone.
And what's left behind isn't some peaceful silence.
Not at all. It's that drone, the tires, and all of a sudden that background hum feels like it's screaming at you.
It's a classic case of what we call sensory unmasking.
Yeah.
You take away the main sound, the engine, and then all the secondary sounds become the new primary problem.
So that is what we're unpacking today. We're not just talking about quiet tires in some vague general sense.
We're going deep.
We are doing a deep dive into the specific and frankly kind of bizarre engineering that goes into silencing a piece of rubber. Specifically, Continental's Silent and their silent pattern tech.
And we really have to get into the physics of it because it's surprisingly cool. We're talking foam, we're talking resonance, and basically manipulating sound waves.
So the mission today is pretty simple.
Yeah.
How do you take a tire that's slapping the asphalt thousands of times a minute and make it sound like nothing?
Or, as close to nothing as the laws of physics will let you get.
Let's start with the context, though. You mentioned sensory unmasking. Is it really that big of a deal? I mean, I hear road noise in my car. It's just background noise.
It becomes a lot more than just background noise in an EV.
Uh-huh.
Once the engine is gone,
Yeah.
the tire becomes the dominant source of noise, even at city speeds.
Really? Not just on the highway?
Oh, yeah. We're talking even at, say, 50 kilometers an hour, so about 30 miles per hour. The tires are louder than the electric motor.
I always thought wind noise would be the biggest problem.
Wind noise definitely takes over at higher speeds, sure. But in that city driving zone, that commute zone, it is all tires. And the sources we looked at are pretty clear on the health angle here.
There's a health angle to tire noise.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Health authorities actually list traffic noise as a major environmental risk factor. It can spike cortisol. It messes with sleep.
So this isn't just about making a luxury car a bit more comfortable so I can hear my music better.
Not at all. They're trying to tackle a genuine environmental pollutant. They call it rolling noise. The goal is just to quiet that specific frequency so you can actually hear your passengers or just enjoy a little peace and quiet.
Okay, let's get into the guts of it then, because I looked at the diagrams for this Conti Silent Tech, and my first thought was, you have got to be kidding me.
It does look surprisingly low-tech, doesn't it?
It really does. It looks like somebody just cut up a mattress pad and glued it to the inside of the tire.
Well, it's a bit more advanced than that, but you're not wrong. It's a thick layer of polyurethane foam, and it's bonded to the inner surface of the tread.
But the magic isn't the foam itself, it's what the foam is doing.
Exactly. To get why it works, you have to think about what a tire actually is acoustically.
It's a donut full of air?
It's a resonance chamber. Think of it like a musical instrument. You know how a pipe organ works? The length of the pipe determines the note.
Sure. Long pipe, low note, short pipe, high note.
Right. Well, a tire is basically a circular pipe. And as it rolls, the impacts with the road make the air inside vibrate. And because of that specific shape and volume, it vibrates at a very specific frequency.
So my tire is humming. It's singing a note as I drive down the road.
It is humming one single constant note, usually around 200 to 250 hertz. We call it tire cavity noise.
And that hum, it doesn't stay in the tire.
Nope. That vibration transfers from the air to the rubber, then to the metal wheel, up the axle, through the suspension.
Then into the car.
And the whole body of your car acts like a giant speaker cabinet, just amplifying that hum right into the cabin.
That is a deeply unsettling image. My car is a speaker for road noise.
It is. So this is where the foam comes in. That polyurethane layer inside the tire acts as a sound absorber. It physically breaks up that standing wave.
So it stops the air from organizing itself into that hum in the first place.
It disrupts it right at the source. It absorbs the energy before the resonance can even build up. If you stop the air from vibrating, you stop the noise from ever reaching you.
Okay, so the sources mention a specific number, and I really want to drill down on this because marketing numbers can be, a little fuzzy. It says a reduction of up to 9 dBA, 9 decibels. And my first thought is, okay, 9 sounds fine. I guess. What does that actually mean to my ear?
This is where our intuition about numbers can get us into trouble. Decibels aren't linear, they're logarithmic.
Right, so it's not like 9 apples versus 10 apples.
Not at all. The rule of thumb in acoustics, and this is really important, is that a reduction of 10 decibels is perceived by the human ear as a halving of the volume.
Wait, what? Say that again?
10 decibels quieter means it sounds half as loud.
Whoa! So 9 dB is almost cutting the road noise in half?
In that specific frequency range, yes, it's a massive, massive reduction. It's a night and day difference for those annoying low-frequency drones.
That's the aha moment. Because 9 sounds so small, but half the noise is a total game changer.
And it specifically targets the part of the noise that's most tiring to our brains.
I have to play skeptic here, though. You're gluing foam inside a tire. That's a hostile environment. It gets hot, it flexes.
And spins fast.
Right. Centrifugal force.
Hmm.
If I'm doing 80 miles per hour, the G-forces inside that tire must be insane. Why doesn't the foam just get ripped off and turn into a big ball of fluff?
That was the biggest engineering problem they had to solve. It's not just the foam, it's the adhesive. They use a very specialized bonding agent that's applied after the tire is already cured.
And it stays flexible.
It has to. It has to stretch and move with the tire. And it has to hold on no matter the temperature. The sources are very clear that foam stays put for the entire life of the tire.
Okay, so that handles the inside of the tire. The foam kills that internal hum, but that's only half the story, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the nature of acoustics. You solve one problem and suddenly you can hear another one you couldn't before.
So once the hum is gone, you start to hear the rubber actually hitting the road.
Exactly. You start to notice the tread noise.
And this brings us to the second piece of tech, the silent pattern. This is on the outside. Now, I looked at the tread on one of these and honestly, it looks kind of messy.
Messy. How so?
Well, most tires have this nice, clean, repeating geometric pattern. It looks very organized. This
Yeah.
one looks random, like the blocks are all different sizes and the spacing is off.
That messiness is actually the whole point. It's incredibly deliberate.
What's it called?
It's called variable pitch sequencing.
That sounds like something you'd do with the synthesizer.
It's a very similar concept, actually. Think about a normal tire with those uniform blocks. As they hit the road, it's slap, 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 slap. A perfect, constant rhythm.
Like a metronome.
Precisely. And a constant rhythm creates a single, steady tone. A whine. If you've ever driven next to a big truck with those huge off-road tires, you hear that wah-uh sound.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the sound of uniform tread blocks all singing the same note.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So how does the messy pattern fix it?
It breaks the rhythm by using irregular spacing, different angles, mixing up the sizes of the blocks, instead of that slap, slap, slap.
It's all jumbled.
It's all jumbled. You get a slab, then a thud, maybe a click, then a tap.
It's like jazz instead of techno.
That's a great way to put it.
Mm.
It scatters the sound energy across a huge range of frequencies. So instead of one loud, annoying whine, you get a much softer, broad spectrum hiss.
You're turning a tone into white noise.
Exactly. And our brains are brilliant at ignoring white noise, but they hate single tones.
Yeah.
So by scrambling the pattern, the tire basically tricks your brain into not even noticing the sound. It's like acoustic camouflage.
One of the sources, I think it was from Italy, compared it to noise-canceling headphones for the road.
That's a perfect analogy. You're not just blocking the sound, you're actively deconstructing the sound wave itself.
And there's a specific speed where this works best, right?
Yes, the data shows the sweet spot is right around 50 kilometers per hour.
Which brings us right back to that city driving point.
Exactly. That's the speed where that ronzio ritmico, that rhythmic buzz, is usually the most annoying.
Ronzio rhythmica, I like that. It sounds much fancier than annoying tire buzz.
It does, doesn't it?
Okay, so we've got the foam fighting the inside drone, the silent pattern fighting the outside whine, but now I have to ask the question that I know every car person listening is thinking right now.
Go for it.
Performance. You're adding weight with this foam. You're messing with the tread pattern. Surely this must compromise the handling or the grip or something.
That is the logical assumption, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually in engineering, there's a trade-off. Comfort for speed or grip for mileage.
Right.
But Continental's claim here, and the data seems to back it up, is that there is basically zero compromise.
Zero. That's a huge claim.
Well, let's break it down. The foam adds a little bit of weight, yes, but it's distributed perfectly evenly. It's not what we'd call unsprung weight in a way that would hurt the suspension. It just rolls.
And the tread. Making it irregular doesn't hurt traction.
Not if you engineer the rubber compound and the structure correctly.
Ah,
The silent pattern is designed to maintain the exact same contact patch on the road as a high-performance tire. So braking, wet handling, load capacity, it's all identical.
so I can still stop quickly in the rain.
Absolutely. The silent part is just a feature layered on top of, or rather inside of, a tire that's already designed for performance.
That's pretty impressive. It feels like tires are becoming less like a commodity and more like an actual piece of technology.
That's exactly the shift that's happening.
Okay, so practical question. I want this. How do I know I'm buying the right thing? Do I have to ask the guy at the tire shop for the quiet ones?
No, thankfully it's much easier than that. You just look for the Silent symbol printed right on the sidewall of the tire.
And any mechanic can install them, no special tools or anything?
Nope, no special rims, no special tools. It mounts just like a standard tire on your existing wheels.
I love that. Hiding all the complexity behind total simplicity.
That's always the goal of good engineering.
All right, let's zoom out a bit as we get ready to wrap this up. We've talked a lot about the driver's experience, my comfort, my quiet. But there's a bigger picture here.
There is. We touched on it a bit earlier. Noise pollution. If you think about our cities, they're only getting denser. If every car is electric, and every one of those has silent tires, the whole sound of a city could change.
It's not just about me in my quiet little bubble. It's about the person on the sidewalk.
Exactly. That silent pattern reduces the noise going out from the car, too. Imagine standing at an intersection and not having to shout to talk to the person next to you. It lowers the stress level of the entire city.
It makes the city more livable.
It really does.
Okay, so before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought on this. We've just spent all this time talking about how to achieve silence, foam, patterns, physics, all to erase sound.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the weird part. As our cars become these perfect silent pods, are we just going to become hypersensitive to the tiny little sounds that are left?
Oh, that's a very real thing. It's psychoacoustics. When you lower the overall noise floor, every little peak stands out more.
Right. All of a sudden, the squeak of your jacket or the whir of the AC fan or, God forbid, the person next to you breathing too loud becomes the new engine roar.
Or just the sound of your own thoughts.
That might be the most terrifying noise of all. We'll need Conti thought blockers next.
The value of real silence is something we might actually have to learn how to deal with again.
It's true. Well, look, we really appreciate you joining us for this deep dive. We know your time is valuable.
Yes, thank you for spending your time with us today. It's always great to get into the weeds of this kind of hidden engineering.
We're grateful you spent this time with us. Drive safe, and maybe, just maybe, enjoy a little bit of the silence. We'll catch you on the next one.